Miguel Díaz-Canel is formally taken over as the new president of Cuba, replacing Raúl Castro. Now, this makes him the island's first non-Castro leader since the 1959 revolution. Castro stepped down after 10 years in office. 57-year-old Diaz-Canel was the only candidate and elected to a 5-year term with 603 out of 604 possible votes in the National Assembly. He is likely to seek to consolidate support among conservatives despite desire among young Cubans for faster development. He is also unlikely to challenge the one-party rule. Right, for more on this story, I'm now joined by my colleague Aisha Sindhu, who is standing by in the WION newsroom. Good evening, Aisha. An end of an era, so to speak, in Cuba, isn't it?
Absolutely, Ramesh. It really is. It's going to be the first time we're going to see somebody helming affairs in the island nation who doesn't have the last name Castro. It is indeed a special moment for the island nation. Raúl Castro has handed over the reins, so to speak. The one-party rule is expected to continue. Like you mentioned a short while ago, it's going to be an interesting, let's say, change that's going to take place there in Cuba, because there is a young population that is hankering for a development to take place, changes to take place. However, at the same time, let's not forget, Raúl Castro is going to continue to helm affairs as far as the Communist Party goes. So he's going to be keeping a close track of things under the reign of Mr. Miguel Díaz-Canel. But he is expected to usher in change, perhaps at a slow and steady pace. Again, we are given to believe that there are chances that, the single-party rule is going to be questioned, but perhaps not immediately. So it's early days yet for the new president, so we'll have to wait and watch to see how exactly this turns out for Cuba.
Indeed, and these are live visuals coming to you from Cuba, where the end of an era is happening as we speak. On that note, Aisha, thank you so much for joining me live from the WION newsroom.
Un acto de esta naturaleza entraña y con la conciencia de que no estamos inaugurando una legislatura más. Decía Martín.
The live visuals are coming to you from inside the National Assembly, where Miguel Díaz-Canel has formally taken over as the new president of Cuba in succession to Raúl Castro.
Este proceso de elecciones que concluye hoy ha devenido contundente victoria de la unidad del pueblo cubano y expresión de compromiso en la defensa de la obra revolucionaria en momentos de incertidumbre para la mayoría de los habitantes del planeta.
Right, so these are the live visuals coming to you from the National Assembly in Havana, Cuba, where Miguel Díaz-Canel has formally taken over as the new president of Cuba in succession to Raúl Castro. Raúl Castro, the brother of the late Fidel Castro, was the ruler of Cuba for a decade, and he hands over the baton to Miguel Díaz-Canel, who is the new president of Cuba. And Miguel Díaz-Canel is the first non-Castro to lead Cuba in 6 decades.
Bastaría con que mire y estudie la integración de nuestra asamblea y la representación de mujeres.
So these are live visuals coming to you from the National Assembly in Havana, Cuba, where Miguel Díaz-Canel is addressing the lawmakers of Cuba after formally taking over as the new president of Cuba in succession to Raúl Castro.
Lo más importante no es, sin embargo, cuánto nos parecemos al país que somos. Lo que no podemos olvidar ni un segundo a partir de este instante es el compromiso que adquirimos con el pueblo y con el futuro. Todos los diputados, la dirección de la Asamblea.
Right, just to bring our viewers up to speed with the latest news coming in from Cuba, Miguel Díaz-Canel has formally taken over as the new president of Cuba in succession to Raúl Castro. He is the first non-Castro leader of Cuba since the 1959 revolution.
El debate amplio y sincero sobre ellos y alentando todas las maneras posibles de solucionar o atenuar su impacto con la participación de los involucrados, sea porque los aquejan o porque tienen la posibilidad de resolverlos. Compatriotas, hace hoy 2 años, en la clausura del 7º Congreso del Partido, el general de Ejército nos dijo que su generación entregaría.
All right, so just to bring our viewers up to speed with the latest news coming in from Havana this moment, Miguel Díaz-Canel has been sworn in as the new president of Cuba in succession to Raul Castro. 57-year-old Diaz-Canel was the only candidate and was elected to a 5-year term with 603 out of the 604 possible votes in the National Assembly of Cuba. Now, talking about the road ahead for Miguel Díaz-Canel, now he is likely to seek to consolidate support among the conservatives in the one-party state. This despite desire among young Cubans for faster development.
De la vida de la nación.